Welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Miss Samantha Pittman, who's the marketing director for Curvention. She'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And like I said, I have a very special guest for you, Samantha Pittman, marketing director for Curvention. She's in the hot seat tonight. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me down.
Well, it's great to have you. And not only that, I want everyone at home to know you took a good drive to make it over here. That's dedication.
Yeah, all the way from Albany, New York.
All the way from Albany, so it's to make it to Brooklyn.
Yes.
And to be with the Beyond Focus family, so we appreciate that.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You're very welcome. So before we get started, before we talk about Curvention, I always like to talk about the person. So who is Samantha Pittman?
Oh, that's a good question. So Samantha Pittman, I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an artist, a good friend. But mostly I love the fact that I've always been enamored with the art scene, it's from a very early age, about the 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I started actually writing in my diary with poems instead of the usual entries so that my mom wouldn't figure out what I was talking about necessarily. But still, it worked out for me. And I have been writing ever since. I started sharing my work back in 2009. I decided to just pop out and put the notebook to the side and actually give a voice and a face to the voice. Miss Bliss, that is my stage name as a poet, and most importantly, I am, as you said, the director of marketing for Curvention, which is a full-figured movement.
Absolutely, and we'll talk all about that, but I kind of want to dive in on that art scene before, because all that, there's always a build-up before you actually launch something, partner with something. I'm sure Curvention was an idea in your head before it even got formed.
It's funny because Curvention actually was a joke that started between our founder of Urban Guerrilla Theater, Mojave Wright, and poet Jamal St. John. They were kind of like playfully, so it wasn't our original idea. We were just the team that was able to come together to pull it together and make it actually Curvention as it is today.
That's amazing. Yeah. So backtrack 10 years, 2009, you decided to just give a voice to that. What made 2009 the year that you wanted to do that? What really was the moving factor? You're like, you know what, this is the time.
It's funny because I actually have a book club with my friend Q, who is the creative director of Curvention, and I've always wanted to share. Yes, hi Q. I've always wanted to share my stuff, but I only would share with really close friends, and they actually had an erotic open mic. So I was like, if I could get up there and talk about erotic stuff, then I can get up there and talk about anything. So I dragged her with me to this underground art scene, which was freaking phenomenal. We fell in love with the art scene. And I just haven't looked back. I thought that I think that my weight probably kept me for a long time. Not wanting to be in front of a mic. I just kind of wanted to hide behind the words. But it was very empowering to get up there and share my truths.
And it's interesting because everyone, and I always tell a lot of females this, we all have our demons. Whether you're on the bigger side or on the smaller side, because when you're on the smaller side, you look at all these super curvy girls and you see what's out there and you're like, that's not me. Right. I'm more of a petite person, and I can't just help how my bone structure is, and this is my frame, this is how my body is. But if you're looking at what's being portrayed as the beauty norm, if you're in, let's say, the black community, black, Latin, you want some curves.
Right.
And if you're not super curvy, you always feel like you're not adequate enough.
I understand.
Whereas you have the bigger girls as well. Because everyone's thick, but they don't want the thickness that comes with the thick.
What
do you think makes you thick?
Right, like that inner chub rub embrace, because that's how you get them thick thighs.
You want the thighs, but you don't want the belly to cut. Like, it's almost like a Mission Impossible, and we'll definitely talk about that because there's so much to talk about.
Yes, it is.
And why it's driven so many people to start doing surgeries. People have lost their lives trying to chase these ideals.
Yeah.
So that'll be a little bit later on, but Curvention.
Yeah, so Curvention, like I said, it actually started as the thickness appreciation event, and it was phenomenal. We had it in a local hotel conference room, and we didn't realize how many people were waiting for this type of event. Like, even in our community, as arts really, populated as we are, we didn't really have representation in the 518 in Albany. As few models at the end of a scene, but not a full-on.
Right.
And it was amazing for us to be able to not only add the fashion element, but to secure it with the arts and entertainment behind that, performance-wise, and to be able to debunk any myths about fat people that you've heard and be like, oh no, honey, we can do that and we do it better. Okay.
But that's true. So now Curvention's in full swing.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
So Full Swing is like a full-time job on top of a full-time job. As I said, I am a single mom, and my team is they're single parents as well, for them, with the exception of one of our teammates. But anyways, got distracted, Jesus. So pretty much Full Swing is, we have rehearsals. It's like a 4 to 6 month process. Like, even though we have an annual show, we're working all year long as management, and then these models are working 4 to 6 months to even be able, from workshops, after the audition process, to have it, it's more like a family where we are introducing these ladies. They are identifying things within each other that, they may not want to confront. And it's actually pretty cathartic, and it's nice to watch the progress of people that come in with no esteem at all to leave with their head high and feeling really good about themselves. And even the people that do come in the door confident, they're able to rub off on the ones that are less confident and find new things about themselves that they love.
Absolutely. How does that make you feel when you took someone who, maybe was lacking self-esteem, go through 4 to 6 months and come out a full transformed person with a new sense of loving themselves?
It's very fulfilling. It makes all of the hard work that we do well worth it. Like, it's a lot of long nights, it's a lot of organization, it's a lot of investment and risks that are taken in order for us to be able to do what we do. But we do it because we're passionate about our mission and what we are trying to achieve in our community.
And then what's interesting is that's looking at it from one side, but even on the gay community side, they suffer from a lot of the same things. And that's why I always tell people the orientation doesn't really make a difference, because the issues at the core are still the same.
Right. But at the end of the day, we're all, in some way, shape, or form, we're not fitting in that envelope. So I am all about stepping outside of the box that people have created for me, and really pushing the envelope and finding people that are of like mind, so that we can be the change that we want to see in the world.
Oh, absolutely, because that is so important to actually do that, because if you don't, you're just continuing to perpetuate, and you wouldn't be able to change anything.
It has to change. It has to change.
And if you want things to change.
Right. I feel like we have definitely changed as far as representation for plus size women nowadays. You turn on the TV, we're everywhere.
Well, hold that thought, because we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So, Samantha, let's talk about the mission behind Curvention.
All right. So, pretty much our mission is for us to commemorate full-figured women through arts, entertainment, and fashion. We challenge dominant stereotypes. We work with our community to help grow self-worth amongst our community. And then we also promote body positivity by making sure that we uplift the parts of you that are not physically based, like your achievements, your achievements, accomplishments, and talents outside of your physical realm.
That's amazing. And those are all really core positive things.
Right. It's like any person needs these things.
Right. Of any
Whether
size.
you're of any size. And that's why I said at the core of it, we're all humans. Humans are humans. So some of us have a whole lot of these characteristics, and we're able to spread that throughout the people that don't. And some of us need a little help.
Absolutely.
I've been in both roles.
And you know what? Let's talk about that, because you've went through your own process.
Yeah.
Share what you're comfortable sharing about that.
So, it's so funny because I remember for our thickness appreciation event, I actually did a poem where my doctor told me that I was morbidly obese, and it broke my heart. Like, I cried. I was 404 pounds, and I was diabetic, and that doctor looked at my chart and was just like, oh, no, this is it. Morbidly obese. You need to lose weight, like, right away. And I had been told that I've been, fat, but that is the first time I heard it, and it literally shocked my core. And I think it motivated something within me, because as soon as I heard those words, I was able to start getting a little bit more morbid. Like, I'm dying. Like I'm a whole human being. I feel like I'm pretty healthy for a plus size, woman at that point in my life. So it shook my core, and I was able to take that pain and to resonate with my audience. And from there, being around positive-minded people, like my friend Q, she definitely will motivate you to start the changes that you want to see in yourself. And that's what I love about our movement. Not only are we helping the women that we come into contact and, their families, but also we help each other by reminding each other of our worth when we're feeling less than.
But that's so interesting that you went and you took that one. It's not like you were in denial, because you're aware.
I was aware. Like, I've been aware since like the 7th grade that I was. I was well aware. I had a whole meltdown with my mom and everything. With the tin of chocolate under the bed, and I can't fit to close the puberty. I already knew, but it was something about the way the doctor said it, and I was just like, what? And it really did, and it really forced me to stop hiding. Because even though I put on this jolly, face, I wasn't always happy in the skin that I was in. But I was able to find that happiness by, getting into a more healthier space, because I did need to get into a healthier space.
Absolutely.
And by surrounding myself with like-minded people that saw things the way that I saw them. So
that's amazing. I want to talk about some of the myths.
Yep.
Because you mentioned that part of Curvention, you debunker those fat myths.
Oh my God. So
let's talk about that, because I think that could be pretty interesting, because we hear them, we know them,
right,
but from a different point of view to see it on the other end.
Well, first of all, we're not going to take your, secondhand relationship. We want real relationships too. That's a big myth. That we don't settle for less. We want just what everybody else wants. Real love.
She'll do anything.
Right. We can wear your fashion trends. They can be done, stylish. We have shown it. It can be done.
Absolutely.
Another big one. I'm not a swimmer, but I know many a fat person, that does swim, and that they are very highly athletic.
Or one that I've heard a lot, because I work out quite a bit, and I've seen this to be the most untrue thing, is that bigger people are not flexible, whereas I'm the unflexible one.
Listen, why did you tell? Our models turn up during auditions. We got
everything.
We got splits, cartwheels, backflips.
Yes.
It goes down, and it goes down.
Especially if you're ever in Brooklyn for the West Indian Day Parade.
Ooh.
Do not sleep on these models when they're wearing their feathers, because we have a full section for plus size. There's no body shaming in the culture.
Right.
Actually, they appreciate women with a little more meat.
Right.
And you'll see these girls drop down to the floor, and I'm like, just step back.
That's right.
But when they're like, oh, she's too big to do that, where?
No. It's really what you put your mind to and what you really want to do. You can do anything. There's no limitations to what you can do in life. It's only the limitations that you place on yourself.
That is amazing. So what are you looking forward to as we close out 2019? So sad to say. It's the close of the decade.
A whole decade. Really looking forward to reconnecting with my team and getting our next line of projects started for Curvention. I'm also looking forward to some quiet time before it gets chaotic and crazy again. That's pretty much it right now.
So I know you just wrapped up a last project. Why don't you kind of recap for those at home who didn't get to be a part of it?
So our last show that we did was Tales of a Fat Girl, which is like my favorite show that we've ever done because I was able to collaborate with my whole team because we come from an arts background. So we're all poets and writers, and we were able to really spin a tale. Like, we've had shows before with just entertainment or poetry in between our fashion segments, and it's great, it's still entertaining, but to be able to weave a whole storyline of any woman, like I don't even know who I am anymore because I've had kids and I now can't connect with who I am anymore. Or I don't know what I really want to do, I'm just trying to try something new. Or it's just so many different storylines that we did. One lady, she faced a rapid weight gain out of the blue and had to find who she was in this new body. We had a mother who has, been that mother for so long that she just could not turn off that vibe and reconnect with her. So, I really loved our last project. Not only did we get to work with some pretty awesome people, like Shalene Love Photography and Deshaun Moore of More Than Vision to create some more visuals and exciting things, but we were also able to really connect as a team again, I feel, creatively, and put out a stellar project that we've done. I'm telling you, watch out, Fat Girl Magic, it's coming.
Well, you know what? It's funny you said that because in the next segment, that's exactly what we're going to start off with. So don't go anywhere. Hold that thought. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So Samantha, you've got an amazing shirt, and if I may, Fat Girl Magic.
That's right.
So we've been playing on the Black Girl Magic, but this is Fat Girl Magic PH.
That's right. Pretty hot and tempting, honey.
PHAT.
Yes.
So let's talk about it.
So Fat Girl Magic, I feel like is, it's pretty nice to have, to be able to hone the magic inside of yourself through all situations. It's funny the strength that you can get when you are involved in a production like this. You are literally watching women transforming their lives right in front of you. And so we decided to do something more empowering this year. Our creative director loved Fat Girl Magic, and shout out to Siobhan. We actually had her create our tees, and everyone loves them. I feel like more people need Fat Girl Magic in their lives.
Absolutely. And I think because it's the PHAT, that could be applied across the board.
That's right.
And it's just such a positive, cute play on it.
Yes.
Really good. They're t-shirts. So are these available for sale?
Yes,
Can we get Fat Girl Magic t-shirts?
Yes, actually, we do have a t-shirt for you. And
I will be wearing my Fat Girl Magic t-shirt.
They are available for sale on our website, www.curvention.org, or on our Facebook, IG, or Twitter. You can @Curvention, and you can find out.
Spell that out.
CURVENTION, Curvention.
Awesome.
You can definitely keep up on what is next for the movement. We have some really exciting things coming up. We're participating in a fashion summit for New York State Expo. Shout out to Tatiana, you're doing that thing, girl. And we just have some really
a lot
cool
of great
things.
And I like that the website is .org because that
we're
actually...
an organization. We are a self-organized organization, to be exact.
But that also means that you rely on funding.
Girl, the funding. So
let's talk about that. The money.
The money, honey. So the management team, we're pretty much, we are the primary investors for Curvention, but we are lucky enough to have some sponsors that will lend us their talents and their services and products. And in turn, we, definitely celebrate what they have came to the plate to create with us. And they are, afforded some opportunities. As we rise, they rise. We rise together, right?
Yeah.
We actually have a director of contracts and development. Her name is Winell Suarez, and she does all of our sponsorship stuff, which is a big hassle. So shout out to that beautiful woman for keeping tabs on all of this stuff, because we have our models that we have to organize, but we also have to make sure that we're meeting our obligations contractually, and she stays on top of the ball.
Absolutely. There's so much that goes into this that people just don't know, between putting together an entire production, when you're trying to deal with schedules and models and castings and then organizing the whole thing to keep it all together. Like, you have to be the glue that helps keeping everything together.
Yes, that's why I love my team, because we really are a solid team where we have different things that we offer to the fold, because there's a lot of challenges that we face putting this production on. It's a very stressful situation when you have a full-time job. Like you said, you have to take care of your kids. You're coming in from rehearsal late night, and you have to get up and go to work the next day. So, so it's a lot, but it's definitely well worth it. I would say that as far as funding is concerned, we're always looking to collaborate with more people and to get this to a point where we have a resident makeup artist, and we have someone in-house that we can actually staff. That's what our goal is to put our businesses on the map along with us, so that we're all coming up together. So if you are interested in collaborating with Curvention, again, just make sure that you hit us up on our website, curvention.org, and let us know what you want to do. We want to start expanding our brand and become a commonplace name out here in the fashion industry, and share our mission with the world, pretty much.
Absolutely. That's amazing, and it needs to be done. I think we really need to get more of that positivity out there. What would you say has been the highlight so far?
There's a couple highlights that I have. The main highlight would be, I think the main highlight for me would be our viral photo that we did in our all black swimsuits. So this is the first creative group photo that we've done, and it came out amazing. First of all, we were debunking the stereotypes about what a plus size woman can wear. It was freezing outside. It was like the day after our promo party, but we were out there like sisters, just laughing and passing each other, robes, and the shot is fierce. It went so viral. Like, I've lost track of how many times that this photo was actually shared at this point. It's crazy. So we were able to deliver something creatively that was impactful and empowering. So That's what I love to do.
And what was one of the most challenging parts so far of being a part of Curvention?
So one of the most challenging things for us is keeping everything and everyone organized, because, like I said, we have the models, we have the sponsors, we have ourselves, we have our venue costs, so I definitely got to take a moment to shout out our creative director, Q, because she does a phenomenal job with making sure that everything is, captured in the big picture, and she hones in on those little details that people miss, and we really do come together as a great team. I don't know how she's able to keep all of that. Yeah, spreadsheets, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Excel. Lots of Excel. And
yes.
PowerPoint. No, but that's great. We're looking forward to a great 2020. I think Curvention's going to continue to move in the right direction. Is there any final words? Anybody that you want to say a special shout out, send some love to?
I want to shout out our girls that have been through our process, past and present, and I just want to thank you for committing yourselves to such a beautiful process and showing us and reminding us just how powerful our impact can be out here on the world when people will put their trust in you to change their lives.
That is so sweet. I know you genuinely mean it because it's rewarding even if someone has a great sense of confidence and self-esteem. That's great. They come in there and they beam that off and they can be a good help to others. But it's something special about taking someone slightly broken. And we're all broken.
Yes.
Everyone's broken.
Glue everywhere.
But you take them and you kind of help rebuild and let them know they got this and they could do it. And a few months later to see, it's like taking a baby and watching their first steps again.
Right. It really is, though. When you see someone that is so frustrated with choreography, I can't get it. I don't know. And you see that, oh, hold on, you just got to do this step. And they come over to the side and show, and then they come back and kill it. And you watching them on the day of the show like, where is the girl that was sweating bullets in auditions? You are like a whole superstar right now. Like, that is my favorite part.
Absolutely.
That is my absolute favorite part, is watching these girls transform. I know that you had Rosemary Andrews actually here from Shrinking Violet. And she is one of my favorite stories because we literally had to, she was a performer. We literally had to say, you're modeling for her to model. And she did an awesome job. Then we're like, you're hosting. And she did an amazing job.
There you go.
So and she's a beautiful light. So I would also like to shout her out as well.
Absolutely. Well, Samantha, thank you so much for joining us. You've been amazing, and we're looking forward to what more Curvention has for 2020.
Yeah, Curvention 2020. Watch out.
Watch out. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you. We really look forward to hearing from you.